Gina. Welcome back to my channel. This channel is mostly centered around books and cross stitch, and today's video is all about them books. If you can't tell by the title of this video, this is going to be my 2020 reading goals, and I'm pretty excited for my 2020 reading goals. I'm doing things a little bit differently than I have in the past, and yeah, pretty excited. But first, I want to kind of recap the end of this year, the end of 2019. I don't exactly remember too many of my goals that I had set at the beginning of the year. I know one of them was to read my shelves more. That didn't really happen. One of them was to read more physical books instead of audiobooks. That also really didn't happen. But I did set my Goodreads goal at 52 books, and that did happen. I read a total of 55 books on the year, which is significantly less than I have in the past 3 years. Which is still fine. 52 books or 55 books is a lot of books. I was just hoping to hit 100 again because I've hit 100 the last 3 years, but between podcasts and various TV shows, and I watched more movies this year than I did last year, it just didn't happen. But I did get 55 books, which is really exciting. So that was kind of 2019. I would go into top 10-ish, but that I don't want to. That would require me going back through my Goodreads and seeing what I actually did read. Some noteworthy ones: The Lady Rogue by Jen Bennett, I loved. Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett, I loved. I just love Jen Bennett. The Neal Shusterman Scythe books, I read the first two. I haven't read the third one yet, but both of those are really fantastic. I read a couple cheesy romances that were pretty good. Yeah, I don't know specifics. I read a lot of really good books this year. One thing with being on YouTube and reading over 350 books, even though some of that includes rereads in the last 4 years, I've really gotten to know my sense of, like, I don't want to say style, but my preferred genre or like writing-ish. So I haven't DNF'd too many books this year. I did DNF The Woman in the Window. However, I think I might have DNF'd that last year. That might have been a 2018 read. I don't remember. Because I did get it as book of the month, and I haven't book of the month much this year. Either way, I haven't DNF'd too many books this year, which is exciting. Which means I'm getting more used to what I know I want to read and reading what I think I'm going to enjoy. That being said, that was 2019. Let's get into the 2020 goals. I'm pretty excited because I'm doing things a little bit differently. If you guys know me and my bookish habits at all, you know I suck at TBRs. So the fact that I'm doing it this way is a little, we'll see how it goes. Basically, I am setting my Goodreads goal at 32 books. I think that is what the math comes out to be. I have my handy dandy notebook here. Yes, 27 books. Just kidding. So I'm setting my Goodreads goal at 27 books. That's really low for me since being on BookTube, but it's 27 specific books. So I'm planning on definitely going far past that. Ideally, I would like to hit 52 books again. Really thinking big, I would like to hit 100 again, but I'm not going to force myself to do that. So what I am doing for 2020 is kind of the same thing that my friend Brittany over at Brittany's Book Nook on Instagram. She is my Current-a-thon co-host. She's wonderful, a fantastic friend. You should all check out her Instagram. But she kind of posed this idea, I don't know, like a month or two ago, and I loved it. And so I'm kind of taking it and doing it myself. And that is, I have chosen, you can't see them, but you can probably hear that, I've chosen 12 books that I want to read in 2020, and these are going to be my main focus. Ideally, I would like to read one of these a month. That should happen. Again, I am a mood reader. I don't TBR well, so I might not complete all 12. but hopefully I will. I have one of those floating bookshelves in my room where it's just like a shelf and then you put the book on top of it and then you stack it. Not putting all 12 because that might be too much weight, but I plan on putting like 4 or 5 of them on at a time, and once I take one off and read it, I will then put a new one on. So I think all 12 of these will go in my room on my other bookshelf, and then I'm going to take like the first 5 or so that I think I want to read first and put them on that shelf. That way they're always kind of in my view and vision, and I see them and like, oh yes, I need to read these. But yeah, so 12 books of physical books, and then I'm also taking it a step further and I chose 15 audiobooks that I also have on Audible that I haven't read, and I will list those off. Obviously I don't have physical forms of those to show you, but I will list them off. So 27 books. This is my 2020 TBR. Yeah, other books will get read in between all of these, hopefully, but yeah, I'm pretty excited. So these are in no particular order of how I'm gonna read them in, what month I'm gonna read them in. They're just kind of here and I'll pick it up as I go. The first 2 books are memoirs, and I did that on purpose to show them first, because another thing, some of you that have been around a while might have noticed that I start every year with a memoir. I accidentally just did this and started this probably 2013 maybe. And then, so I started the book with a memoir, and then I think 2014 I didn't. And then 15 and 16 I did. Complete accident, didn't plan it at all. And then looking back at like years past, I realized every year except for one, I have started the year off with a memoir, and I really kind of like that tradition, and so I've made it an official tradition. So last year and this year I actually physically picked out which memoirs I would read, and so this year I have one memoir checked out on Overdrive that I will probably listen to, but the memoir I think I'm going to start with, I don't actually have with me, it's in my room, is Dante Bosco's memoir. I started reading it when I got it back in November, and then I kind of put it down and haven't picked it up since. It's really short, less than 200 pages. That'll probably be my first read of the year. I plan on reading it on Wednesday, hopefully, unless I get distracted by games, which is a high probability. But between that and then either Every Tool's a Hammer by Adam Savage or Bertie Federico, My Blue Note, one of these 3 books or the audio that I have checked out on Overdrive will be my first book of the year. So these 2 are on my year-long TBR to hopefully read. One of them might be first. Queens of Geek by Jen Wild. I've had this for a while. One of my bookish group chats, we were gonna buddy read it, and then that never happened. I don't know why it never happened. I don't know if some of us couldn't get the book or just what happened, but it never happened, and I really want to read it. And then this summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I picked up all 3 of these books. Wow, the light's making that really hard to see, this cover. But I have this whole trilogy and I wanted to read it right away once I got it, and it didn't happen. Also, I'm not giving descriptions for these because there's a lot of books to get through, and half of them I don't remember what the description is anyway. I just know these are all books that I've wanted to read within the last 2 years, and I haven't. The next being The Dinner List. I'm really excited for this. It's by Rebecca Surley. This was a Book of the Month book that I got, and I'm actually really excited for it. It's tiny, so it shouldn't take too long. The next book on my list is Mirage by Somaya Dodd. I might have butchered that, but I've wanted to read this since I got it. You know, typical with all of these. The next is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. Now that all of the books in this trilogy are out, really want to read it. I started reading this. I'm on page 12, chapter 2. I started reading this while in a waiting room, waiting while my mom was getting her hips replaced. And if y'all have read this, you know what chapter 1 entails. Yeah, I felt like I shouldn't be reading it in public, so I put it down and just never picked it back up. I enjoyed the first chapter, just need to pick it back up again. So this one might be one of the early ones that I read. The next book was a Christmas gift, and that is An Assassin's Guide to Love and Treason. Might have been a birthday gift. It was a gift at some point, by Virginia Bacher. It seems like this is kind of in the style of Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Different authors, but potentially same style. Oh, that's fun. I forgot it was one of those books. I'm excited to read it. I don't know too much about it going in, and that's just how I like it. Oh, the books are falling off this table. The next book, I'm pretty sure this was the first one in the series, Nemesis by Brendan Reichs. Names. I initially had Genesis on my list, but then whenever I looked in the like also by him section, it was like, oh, also in the Nemesis series. I was like, oh, this is probably the first one. If this isn't the first one, let me know, because then I'll read the other one. But I've had these books for 2 years now and haven't read them. I want to read them. The next book on my list is The Swans of Fifth Avenue by Melanie Benjamin. I picked this up in Chicago at this really cute little bookstore that we went to a couple years ago and just haven't read it. I have 2 more on my physical reading list, and that is Romanov by Nadine Brandis, which I was really excited about when she was in town with... Who is she in town with? I don't know. She came here with someone. It was like a dual author thing. I was here for finale. Yes, Stephanie Garber, right? Yes, that is who she was here with. And then I saw this and saw that it was an Anastasia retelling and had to have it. And then Passenger by Alexandra Brecken. People love this book, I think. I don't see it talked about very much anymore, but it used to be, and I'm really excited to read it. I just haven't, like all of these. So those are the physical books that I want to read in 2020. Hopefully that'll happen. And then Audible. So I planned on maybe canceling my Audible subscription until I get some of these books read, but I know there's books that I'm gonna want to get on Audible, so I might just knock it down from 2 credits to 1 and then try to hoard those credits for like new releases. But the 15 books that I want to read on Audible, hopefully I will do these kind of in order. Not necessarily in order, but like sooner rather than later, because like they're audiobooks, hopefully. The first, okay, so technically kind of 16 books. I really want to finish that Robin Hobb book so I can continue the rest. I say that every video. So the first is The Priory of the Orange Tree. I didn't write down authors for any of these, so I'm just gonna go through them. Sawbones, which is a McElroy brother book. It is Justin and Sydney. Red Rising, The Female of the Species. Providence, which is Caroline Kepnes's newish book. I think it came out this year last. Under the Dome, which I've been trying to read since high school, so 11, 12 years now. I'm still only like 180 pages in it, which is why I bought the audiobook, because there was no way I was finishing that book. It's a big book. The Name of the Wind, which has also been on my TBR for quite a long time. The Lies of Locke Lamora. That one I also have on ebook, so I might do that like a double audio and ebook kind of style. The Goldfinch. I tried listening to this before the movie came out. I didn't start it early enough and didn't happen. I haven't seen the movie yet. I refuse to watch the movie until I read the book, because once I watch the movie, I'm not going to want to read the book. I know how I am. Helter Skelter, which I have started. I have over 24 hours left of the book. It is fascinating and interesting, and I hope to finish it. King of Scars, which I believe is Leigh Bardugo. Jake Kristoff's Lifelike. Stalking Jack the Ripper. Howl's Moving Castle, which I started. It's another one I started and then put down for whatever reason. It's a short one. I love the movie. And The Outsider, which is a Stephen King book and is either a TV show coming out soon or maybe a movie. It might be a movie. Either way, I need to read it. So that's it. 27 books. Hopefully I will get all of them read, and then after those I also want to read my shelves more, and that includes my audiobook shelf and my e-reader shelf. So I'm gonna try not to buy too many books in 2020. I started doing this in 2019 and it worked a little bit. I did buy more than I probably should have, but like it's fine, it's all right. I'm gonna stick to buying sequels of series that I already have, auto by authors, which there's a few that I have that are definitely like, yes, I'm buying this, and then otherwise I'm gonna stick to Audible and my e-reader, so because I don't have room. And of course the clock's going off. It always goes off while I'm filming, but I'm at the end of this video anyway, so you can listen to it ding. That is all I have for my 2020 reading goals. Floss to be people, I will have a 2020 stitching goals video, which will be much shorter than this because I don't have a lot of 2020 stitching goals. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what some of your 2020 reading goals are. What are you setting your Goodreads goal to? I always love setting my Goodreads goal and having it start fresh at 0 and then finishing a book right away, so that way you're ahead of the schedule. That's always fun. So yes, happy 2020 everybody. I hope you all had wonderful holiday seasons and Decembers and a good start to winter. And here's to a new year and new reading. It's gonna be fun. So yes, that is all I have. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe for more content. Again, this channel focuses on books and cross stitch and occasionally some other stuff like plays or movies or Disney. And yeah, I'll be back soon with a new video. Bye.